at least from my vantage point, when I first started, I think Vooch was going over there to speak with him, and then it kind of escalated. I don't think that was Vooch's intention at all. And I could be totally mistaken. Vooch is probably better off to talk to about it than I am, but that's the way it looked. I think he was going over to him to say, whatever the dunk was at the end of the game, and then obviously, I don't know if somebody on their team ran over or whatever, but I think Vooch was almost like, I'm trying to talk to him. I think Vooch was trying to have a professional conversation. That's what I saw, but then obviously it escalated.
What's your take on guys dunking at the end of the game like that?
Well, I mean, my feeling is, I try never to focus on another team. They got to be responsible for how they want to do it. I would say etiquette across the league is when the game's kind of out of reach and the team's, not going to take a shot. Everybody just kind of holds the ball and the clock runs out. That's what normally takes place, but they have to talk for themselves. I understand where Vooch is coming from, because I think that if Vooch was in the same situation, Vooch would have not shot it. But for me to sit there and worry about them, I have enough to worry about with our group.
Did you think it looked like Giannis kind of took offense to Coby, half trying to foul him on that end of the court, and kind of pulled away and looked pissed, and then just kind of went down the court and dunked it? Did you see that, or you didn't see that?
Yeah, I think, he was maybe looking for a foul. I don't know. I think Coby went for the ball, and then once he realized that he wasn't going to get it, I don't think Coby was trying to foul. I think at that point in time, and again, it's probably better off to speak to them about it, because I would just be speculating standing on the sideline.
Gotcha. You got it to a one-possession game after that and you had the 5-second violation by them coming out of the timeout, and you looked like you had a nice play set up, but Trey kind of lost a little bit.
He did. I was hoping.
Timing a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, he had it turned. I thought he bobbled the ball a little bit. We were trying to go for a quick 2, because we would have had a 2-for-1 at that point in time. I thought if we could get a quick 2 and maybe a stop with one more timeout, maybe it's a 2-point game if we do get a stop. So I didn't want to. I think it would be a good learning a point for Coby too. Because in that situation when it's still a 2-possession game regardless if you make a 3 or not, right? So we got to try to get something. So I was trying to get something to the rim very quickly to make sure that maybe we could trap, and if we did have, a foul, we'd still have time to utilize our timeout.
How did you think you guys guarded Giannis overall?
I didn't like it in the first half just because, it was at the rim, and I thought it was like, a parting of the Red Sea. We've got to be able to stick our nose in there and be a lot more physical than that. And I think there was 4 straight possessions he dunked. I mean, outside the 3, I think he made out of the corner. Everything was basically a dunk. And we've got to be better. I thought in the second half we had a little bit more physicality at the basket, made it a little bit more difficult for him. But I didn't think we did a great job in the first half.
How do you feel like Coby's been playing recently? Obviously, like, makes and misses aside, it feels like he's had some sort of uncharacteristic turnovers. What have you seen from him?
Yeah, I mean, we got to be better taking care of the ball, especially with the backcourt, right? It's been a couple games now it's happened. Listen, I think this for Coby, the one thing with Coby is, I mean, he's a great worker. He never, ever, I would say, never looks outward. He always looks, inward. But I would say this, like, the fact that he's been able to put together consecutive games, he's just got to get his body in much better shape for this, quite honestly. And he's working like crazy to do it, but I think the only thing that's going to really, really help him get that is he's going to have to go through it, and like I told him, like, this is almost like his training camp. A lot of times guys come out of training camp sore and tired, and they build up a tolerance for what the season's going to be like. He hasn't had that, and unfortunately, his body's going to go through some things, and he's fine. I mean, there's no calf problem. I don't mean it that way. I think just his body in general, when you can't bang and have that on a regular basis. But he'll get through that, and I think he'll get, his pop back that he normally has. And I think, he's fighting through it, and we're trying to, as best we can, manage the minutes, as the medical guys want us to. And then from there, it's just going to be a matter of time till he gets it back, and it will come back for him.
What have you heard about Zach?
I didn't get a chance to see. The only thing I knew was that he was back there, and I talked to the team and then came in here. But I'll go back and check, but I'm not really sure what it was.
Great.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
guys.
Okay, guys, thank you. Yep.
Ruckus at the end. What happened from your perspective? What did you say to Giannis, if anything?
He should have done the ball. Just disrespectful to the game. He didn't even say much. He just said, "Bro, come on, you better than that." And it kind of just broke out.
Did you feel you got pushed after that, or?
No, I don't know what really happened, to be honest. It was just a lot of bodies, a lot of scuffling, so.
Were you surprised?
Not crazy. Just the NBA scuffle. That never really happened.
Were you surprised Bobby came running in there?
Nah. I mean, the whole team came. It wasn't just him, so I don't really care what he do.
Did you feel there was some shoving at the end? Like, did you feel like you got any shoves in, or what?
I don't remember. It was a lot of going on, so.
And what bothered you the most about what Giannis did?
Nah, I just think y'all up. Y'all won the game over with. You know, what you got? Why you got to do that for? The game over with. You know, I think it's a respect thing in terms of the game, your opponent, but just like the game in general. Like, why would you do that? I just didn't understand it, and I wanted to understand it.
Did he say anything when you asked him?
Nah, not really.
Were you surprised that he did that? I don't think I recall him
Doing that?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I ain't never really seen him do it either, so I don't really know. So I guess he got out of character for a moment.
What do you think went wrong for you guys on that last minute? You got the 5-second call, had a chance.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I mean, you know, I think it was events leading up to that. I don't think as a whole we played well enough to win the game, obviously, so I think that was the collective of how the game went. I mean, we tried to steal one, but it's hard. You know, like last two games, you coming back from behind, so it's hard to live like that. So we got to just figure out how not to dig ourselves in holes.
Where are you at as far as, I mean, we talked to you last week about it, and you gave yourself like an 80% conditioning thing with that run and gun Atlanta team. Obviously, you're still, you know, with the minutes seem to be a little more lapsed than they were, but where do you feel you're at in this process of trying to play catch-up to the rest of these guys?
I'm getting there. I still feel like I got a ways to go in terms of my body, in terms of stacking games together. Obviously, this is my first back-to-back of the year. So I feel decent, but like I said, I still got a ways to go in terms of getting my conditioning and just trusting my body and reacting how I want to react. So,
are you thinking it with the calf? I mean, are there times?
Nah, not really. I'm just saying in general. Like I said, like a lot of these guys, like I said, got a training camp. You know, I didn't really. I had strained my calf in August.
Yeah.
So I ain't get it like September, October.
You didn't get any Labor Day run?
Yeah, I ain't getting nothing. So I'm still trying to get my legs up under me in terms of my time and decision making. So I'm trying to give myself some grace. I was really hard on myself last night in terms of I just felt like I couldn't really get my timing down, which is leading to some turnovers that I feel like I'm forced. So I feel like I just got to continue to get the reps. And then once I get my timing down, my legs up under me, I'll be better.
About those unforced turnovers, your handle is usually so tight. It's been a big reason why you've taken the jump you have offensively. Is the handle, is that just kind of a rhythm thing? Or?
Yeah, I just think I haven't really played up and down. And then my first action of up and down in like 2.5 months was in real live action in real game. So I just take time to find my rhythm. Like I said, get my timing right. It'll come back. Like I said, it always come back. So yeah, you know, this only my 14th, 13th game, and all my games early on was very spread out. So now I'm starting to consistently play games and starting to just got to find my rhythm.
I forgot this is your first back-to-back. Were you feeling it out there?
Yeah. The second half I was getting gassed in the second half. But like I said, overall my body felt pretty good. For it to be my first one, so obviously how I feel tomorrow. It's gonna be probably tough in the morning waking up. But like I said, I'm just happy I was able to play.
Coby, I know
Last one.
the lost today, but like the last 5 games before that, you guys obviously won.
Mm-hmm.
How are you feeling, just big picture, about the way that things are kind of trending and just the ups and downs and trying to kind of find some consistency there?
Like I said, in this league, I feel like a lot of people in general get so emotional over one thing, over one game, and the main thing is, you know, we taking it game by game. Obviously, we had just won 5 straight. We had a chance to win this one. Obviously, they're a way different team when Giannis plays. So for us, we just gotta, you know, learn from this game. But then we got another one coming up on Monday. So just continue to take it for what it is. You know, never get too high, never get too low. Like I said, a lot of people can get emotional in terms of, you know, wins and losses or day after day. And I think us as a collective on our team, the guys in this locker room do a pretty good job of seeing it for what it is and continue to stay together. So.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Usually when the game is kind of over, like the segment, you just dribble the ball out. I assume Giannis was mad at that report that came out that Bulls didn't want to trade for him. So just going through it. And that was that.
Did you get a chance to say anything to him, or were you just walking
I
up
asked
to
him why he did that. He's just, yeah, you guys don't want to trade for me. He's the report that came out. That was that.
He really said that? Or are you joking? I think you're joking.
That's my answer.
What did he, did he say anything back to you other than perhaps that?
No, he didn't say anything. And then good old NBA shuffle happened. Talking and head nodding and.
But what bothered you the most about what
I just think it's a play that you don't. Game's over like that. You're just trying to usually dribble the ball out. And just kind of, it's an unwritten rule. So especially I think if somebody as great as Giannis, but I don't know, he probably wanted to put an exclamation point or something because he played great, or maybe he really was mad that the report came out, so I don't know.
What did you guys think about the Eagles' play overall? It's kind of a funky game, second night in a row, you know?
I mean, they won a second night in a row as well, so that's definitely not an excuse. But I just think, we just didn't play with the same energy we had the last couple of games. I think on both ends on the floor. They definitely slowed the game down, which didn't help us. We didn't really have a way with Giannis at all. He was doing a lot, finishing. We never really got out in transition to run, to compose our pace and our way of playing. I think offensively, they switching some of the pick and rolls, especially with the bigs as well, which kind of slowed us down. Where I think we were thinking some of the things, we didn't have the same energy in the ball movement and everything. So, I think it was just think we're on our best tonight. A lot of breakdowns of stuff we talked about. Just regroup, take the day off tomorrow, regroup, and get back ready for Minnesota.
You guys have offensive rebounded a bunch tonight. I think you had 16, but just since starting to play with the two bigs, that's been a little bit more part of your identity. Just having another big body down there, how much easier is it that maybe now the biggest guy isn't boxing you out and just trying to get a couple extra possessions there?
It reminds me of the first couple of years in the NBA playing with another big. No, but it's been good, I think, for us. I think it gives us, because we are undersized usually there, especially on the wings and the cards. I think it gives us a little bit of a height advantage. I think we've done a pretty good job taking advantage of that on both ends of the floor and rebounding. I think controlling the board is something that has been an issue for us, so that's been good. But I even think offensively, we've still been able to run our offense. I think all three of us bigs know how to play, know the game. We've been able to play off each other, rolling. One of us rolled, the other one drops, finding each other, cutting. So I think it's been good. I think usually, for the most part, when we had two bigs in there, it's produced positive results. Especially that second unit, I think, with Zach and Steak's been good for us. I think it's something that going forward, I think can be a good thing for us to have. But I think more and more teams around the league you see have been kind of playing with two bigs. Especially because most bigs now are able to play outside as well, shoot, make plays and stuff, and I think you can use it with big lineups.